Welcome guys for a little bit more special video of mine. I know it has been a long time since I did a bit of a talking video, but I've been waiting for this a long time. Since I want to kind of just jump into it right now, I'll make this short. So as you already know, since I am assuming that you can read, I have bought armor, real armor. And before I show you the unboxing process, I wanted to talk a little bit about why I bought it and what it is exactly, right? So some of you might assume that I just bought it because I'm a Kensei main, which wouldn't be exactly wrong, but I'm also a former Kenjutsu teacher. So we're basically talking about Japanese sword fighting. So yeah, that's my whole reason. I told you I make it short. And what exactly did I buy? Now I just bought a breastplate, since my paycheck does not allow for more. Of course, I'll buy the other parts of armor in due time, maybe when I'm monetized, I don't know. But for now, that's gonna be it. So it was made in the 1960s. I'm not gonna claim it's like a battle worn armor that's antique or anything, even though some people claim that stuff from the 60s is antique, but I'm not one of them. I don't think that. It's vintage. It came from Kobe, Japan, which is like right next to Osaka. And yeah, I think that's all the information you need before I just jump into the unboxing process. Now here, this is what I got. As you can see, I already removed everything of my, personal information and stuff like that. And as you can see, it was in there tight. So once I open it, as you can see, we have the belt that's gonna be worn over the armor. Now I'm not a fan of those, so I'm probably gonna use another obi. I don't think it's that important. And here you see your first glance at the beautiful breastplate and a few other packaged stuff. As you can see here, it's a few parts of wood, which we will use to assemble a stand. But we're gonna do it a little bit later. Firstly, I wanted to pull out the actual breastplate. Now the breastplate was of course as tightly wrapped as everything else was. And not only that, I noticed that the border police, how do you call them? I don't know, the border people, right? They opened it, they looked into it, and they charged me 150 euros for that. They didn't have to. Especially I noticed that, they opened the package. They did not open, the belt. They did not open the wooden parts. No, they looked at the breastplate. I mean, I can understand it, but if they actually found it suspicious and not just interesting, they would have opened everything, which they didn't. And after a shit ton of cutting and trying to get it out there, as you can still see my struggle in the background, I finally got my first look at it without it being wrapped in bubble wrap. It was stuffed with a lot of Japanese newspaper, and after not too long, I finally had it out in the open. Now we come to the stand. As you can see, I've assembled most of it, and it took me a really long time. Why? Because, as you might imagine, there were no instructions on how to build that. I just had a few wooden pieces, and there were no tutorials. I couldn't find them. So I got this far. As you can see right now, I was trying to show you this last part where I didn't know where it belonged. But then the combination of me showing it to you and the thing literally standing in front of me, I noticed that's a face, isn't it? And that's how I then finally managed to assemble it. So this is supposed to represent basically a chest, the shoulders and the head of somebody. Of course, after that I had the struggle of putting it onto the stand. And I have to say, even on the stand, the straps feel a little extra short, right? It's a real struggle to put it on, even on the stand. And as you might notice, usually if you have these stands, they are standing on a box, so that the parts down there on the armor don't just jiggle about on the ground. They're kind of suspended. Those boxes were of course not included, so I'm gonna have somebody make one for me. But that takes some time, and I kind of wanted to record the video as soon as I got my grabby little fingies on the actual armor. In the end, here you can see it in all its little glory, and the only thing missing is for me to finally put it on. So as you can see, I am struggling a bit Why, you might ask? It's the front straps. It's the front straps, as I said before. Now, in the beginning, I was wondering, maybe it is because, you know, I'm not a Japanese male in the 60s. I'm a little bit taller. And there is, of course, still the fact that this is not supposed to be put on by a single person. In other words, yeah, for the time being, I did give up, but I did also find out a way to put it on a little bit later. So, to show you the straps up close, look at them. This is tight. This is way too tight. If you see pictures of people, you know, wearing those kind of armor, the straps are not that tight. And so after that humiliating defeat, I stopped the recording. By the way, just on a side note, I excuse my messy hair, but I had to walk 40 minutes in the rain to get that. It was not easy, it was messy, but I managed to do it. Of course, after all this, a video ending without me actually being able to put it on would not be satisfactory. So I reflected on how I could put this thing on, and that was the idea I needed. So the armor opens on one side, you have to secure it with a thread, and I imagine that if I have the straps on the stand and I only take the one strap off on the side where the armor opens, I could take it off the stand and then slide in it myself, only having to close the one thread that's still open. Now it was tight because still, the strap is too short. I have to lengthen it, but I managed to get into it. And well, since I already put away the camera, I made a little picture with my phone, and here it is. Me in all my glory, even wearing the Jinbaori, which is the mantle Kensei is wearing, and one of the Orochi skins, and some of the Nobushi armors. But that doesn't matter. I have ascended to be the Kensei main in real life. And all of this would not be possible if none of y'all would be watching my videos, right? I hope that I can continue to make videos like I do. I hope that I can make more, you know, talking videos, more interesting videos than just gameplay stuff. I hope that in due time I can do more kenjutsu, more sword fighting focused videos. But as of right now, I do not have the facilities to do that. I'm hoping that you like as well as subscribe. And of course, I hope that I will see you next time.
I love this guy. This Kuro.
Yeah, Kuro's awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Kuro, no one appreciates you.